What's going on everyone, and welcome back to another Star Wars Battlefront 2 video, and today we will be talking about potential reinforcements we are still yet to see in Star Wars Battlefront 2. A lot of you guys seem to really enjoy the speculating I'd done in my last video, so I thought I'd continue it on here today. So of course today we'll be going over the potential reinforcements we could be seeing at the end of the year with the Rise of Skywalker DLC in December, as well as all reinforcements we could end up seeing throughout 2020 and maybe even beyond. Now over the past few months we have had a ton of reinforcements added to Battlefront 2 with the likes of the ARC Trooper, the Droid, the Clone Commandos and more. And they have all proved to be very popular, so I definitely think that we will be seeing many more reinforcements over the next year or so. But we'll of course get to all of them throughout the video. Now if you guys want to see more videos like this one, then be sure to smash a like to show your support, and if you are new around here, then feel free to subscribe to the channel for more Battlefront 2 content. But now anyway, let's dive into this video. So how we're going to do this is split the video up into 3 sections. First we'll discuss the Clone Wars reinforcements, then the Galactic Civil War, then the sequels at the end. So kickstarting off the Clone Wars reinforcements with the Galactic Republic, we have Paratroopers. Now Paratroopers were basically on Utapau. We did see them at Revenge of the Sith, and they do look really unique and they look really cool. Now these guys were trained in airborne operations and they descended from the LAATs in battle to the front lines, so I think that they could possibly implement that into the way they spawn into the game if they do bring them into Battlefront 2. I do think that they could work maybe a little bit like ARC Troopers do. Like, you've got the different armor there, but, you know, DICE could actually get creative with the abilities and add, you know, sort of whatever they wanted to, but at the same time, what complements the Paratroopers. They do use the DC-15A and the DC-15 Blaster Rifle, which I believe both are in the game already, so, I mean, that's one thing taken care of. But overall, I'd love to see these guys come into the game. I completely love their look, and if Utapau does come to the game, then I would pretty much lock it in that these guys would come into the game as well. Now another reinforcement we could see are Galactic Marines. Now Galactic Marines were of course introduced to us on Megiddo in the Revenge of the Sith. These are of course the clone troopers that put down and killed Ki-Adi-Mundi during Order 66. Now the Galactic Marines were sent to fight in hostile environments such as fungal clouds and stuff like that. So these guys would be a really unique option, and you could put them on certain maps and like have them not on certain maps, if that makes sense. These guys would have actually been a much better fit to come into the game alongside Felucia, to be perfectly honest, as opposed to Clone Commandos. Not to mention, these guys, they look badass, and they would be a fine addition to the Clone Wars reinforcements that are really starting to build in Battlefront 2 now. We've got quite a good spread of options, and I think it could still continue to grow and grow really well. But now moving on, we have the Riot Clone Trooper. Now these guys are equipped with batons. Now we did actually see something similar in the Geonosis trailer like last year, and we've had a fair bit of speculation on that. But I do think if they were able to put something in the trailer, then they've definitely got something in the works, you know, deep behind the scenes at DICE. Like, they've got to have something there. But apart from that, there's not too much to say about these guys. They would be a really cool reinforcement to see and add some new dynamics to the reinforcements for the clones. But now moving on to the Magna Guards, my personal most wanted reinforcement for Battlefront 2. How they are not in the game, I have absolutely no idea. They have a very heavy presence in the Clone Wars, in particular in the Revenge of the Sith, and we do see them scattered throughout the Clone Wars TV show a fair bit as well. Now these guys were always alongside General Grievous, so it would have made sense for them to come into the game last year when Grievous did. Now what makes these guys so interesting is that they can combat lightsaber heroes. Now that is something that I really look for in reinforcements, and it's one of the reasons why I really love the Clone Commandos, because they can take on lightsaber heroes. So the Magna Guards, they would be super unique to have in Battlefront 2, and DICE, once again, they could get really creative with these guys. They do have access to a rocket launcher and like a poison dart, so there are some ability ideas right there, but mainly the Electro Staff is the biggest deal. I would absolutely love to see these guys come into the game, and they are without a doubt my most wanted reinforcement for Battlefront 2. And lastly, for the Clone Wars era, we have Geonosians. Now, I really thought that these guys would come with Geonosis, and I'm really disappointed that they didn't, because these guys have a very heavy combat presence in Attack of the Clones. Like, we have a 5-minute sequence in Attack of the Clones where Anakin and Padme fight off, you know, wave after wave of Geonosians, and then you've of course got the Geonosians in the arena as well. So these guys have a pretty heavy role in Attack of the Clones in terms of having like a combat presence. Now, Geonosians are all over the Geonosis map, like they're flying overhead, there's statues of them everywhere, they have like voice lines in the background. So they've got some sort of build in the works at DICE for Geonosians. Now these guys have some really, funky blasters that could be really interesting to see in Battlefront 2. Now keep in mind, if they do bring in Geonosians to Battlefront 2, it does open up the possibility for Geonosian Hunt, which would be a great addition to Battlefront 2. But now, moving on to the Galactic Civil War. So, we're going to start off with Ewoks. Now, Ewok Hunt has the gameplay right there for Ewoks. You really would not have to change too much to actually bring them over to Galactic Assault, in particular on Endor. Now, the abilities could work well straight from Ewok Hunt, like I said. They'd probably just need a bit of a damage buff. I would not like to see these guys as a reinforcement on any other map than Endor, otherwise it would look kind of weird. Like, for the same reason we have Wookiees on, like, every single map for the light side and Galactic Assault. Because, Endor seems kind of weird without them. They're running around in the background, but, that doesn't really count. So I really think that Ewok should be playable for Endor in Galactic Assault. But now, moving on, we have Bothan Spies. Now, this may be a little bit ambitious, but this is DICE's opportunity to bring these guys to the forefront of just anything in general. Because, we don't know a lot about these guys. We know that they were important in acquiring top secret codes for the first Death Star, and they were acknowledged in the films, although they weren't seen. Now, they were in the original Battlefront 2, so there's no reason they can't be in this Battlefront 2 as well. This is the time to bring them in. There are not many options for the Rebel Alliance in terms of reinforcements, so DICE have to take these guys into consideration at the very least. Now, moving on, we have the Imperial Riot Trooper, so we're off to the Empire side now. Now, much like the Clone Riot Trooper, same principle, so I won't spend long talking about it. These guys would be another cool addition to the Empire reinforcements, and could basically work exactly the same as they would in the Clone Wars era, so we could literally have like a Riot or Baton Trooper in every single era. I think that would be quite cool to see. Now, also we have the Emperor's Royal Guard. Now, these guys have been speculated on for absolutely ages, and they have a really cool appearance, and I would love to see these guys come into Battlefront 2 as they were in Battlefront 2015. However, in Battlefront 2015, they were not equipped with the force pike things that they have, so they were just equipped with blasters, and I honestly think that that could work fine in Battlefront 2 as well. Maybe have them just have a blaster normally, and then have a pike ability like Phasma. But overall, I think the Emperor's Royal Guards would be a really good addition to Battlefront 2. It is really annoying to see something that was in Battlefront 2015 not in Battlefront 2, so this would just tick that off the box and get rid of one of them. Now, moving on, we have the KX series security droid, also known as the droid that K2SO is. Now, I think that these guys would be a really good reinforcement for the Empire. So we know that these guys had a bit of a presence for the Empire and that they were combat ready and they could actually, defend themselves and they could do all that sort of stuff. So I think these guys would work perfectly in Battlefront 2, and I think seeing these lanky ass droids walking at you on the Battlefront would be just spooky as hell. We obviously got to see a lot of K2SO in Rogue One, and we also got to see other security droids in Rogue One, and we've seen a lot in the Jedi Fallen Order trailer as well. But now, time to move on to the sequel trilogy finally, and we have a Resistance pilot for the Resistance. Now, there obviously are not a lot of options for Resistance reinforcements for Battlefront 2, but hopefully, considering we are getting some First Order reinforcements in December, what it looks like, hopefully there is something coming in terms of the Resistance for reinforcements. And I think the Resistance pilot, I think it could work quite well. They obviously wouldn't have to go too into detail here. They could just have a bit of fun with it, have a bit of free reign. Just do what DICE want to do with them. But I do think we could very well see a reinforcement pulled straight from Episode 9, something that we don't know about as of yet. But moving on to something we do know about, and that is of course Praetorian Guards from The Last Jedi. Now, these guys, I really thought they were going to be added with The Last Jedi DLC in December of 2017, so these guys and their arrival to the game would be very long overdue. Now, the Praetorian Guards have all sorts of like melee and just really weird weaponry, and I think that would be really cool to see in Battlefront 2. They can take on lightsaber users, so again, that adds another unique dynamic. It'd be really good to take on, someone like Luke or Anakin or Rey or someone with a Praetorian Guard. These guys would undoubtedly be one of the funnest reinforcements we could see for Battlefront 2. Now, another First Order reinforcement we could see are Sith Troopers. Now, we don't know a lot about Sith Troopers at this point, but from what I can see online, all we know is that they are basically like the newest evolution of Imperial / First Order Stormtroopers. And they're obviously named after the Sith. Now, I don't think that that implies that they're like force sensitive or anything like that, but either way, I really think that these guys will like 100% be coming to Battlefront 2 in December. I think it's almost confirmed, obviously without official confirmation. So like I said, I think it's very likely we're going to see these guys later in the year. I don't know what their abilities could be. Like I said, it completely depends on whether they are, you know, force users. Who knows? After seeing episode 9, we're obviously going to have a much better idea on what these guys can do and stuff like that. So I am really looking forward to the potential of seeing Sith Troopers in Battlefront 2. Now, also a Riot Trooper for the First Order, much like the previous 2 eras. Again, it would just be another one of the Riot Troopers for each of the eras. I think it would work completely fine. So I'm not really going to go into detail on this one. Instead, I'm going to move on to the next and final reinforcement for this video. We have the Stormtrooper Executioner. Now, these guys were obviously seen in The Last Jedi and were basically the Executioner troopers that were pretty much going to kill Finn and Rose, and I wish they at least killed Rose. That would have been quite cool. I would have definitely enjoyed that. But my personal feelings aside, these guys would be really cool to see come into Battlefront 2. They obviously have their unique little weaponry, which I think could work quite well. And I mean, they have a really cool look that I would definitely love to see come to Battlefront 2. And like I said before, the more reinforcements we get in Battlefront 2, the better. Like, the more the merrier. We're not going to complain if there's, like, too many. So the Stormtrooper Executioner, the Sith Trooper, and the Praetorian Guards are all really, really good options in terms of reinforcements for the sequel era. And I'm definitely holding my breath on a lot of these guys coming into the game. So guys, those are all the reinforcements I wanted to speculate on in this video. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and let me know what reinforcement you guys want to see come to Battlefront 2 the most. We are getting more reinforcements and reinforcement skins very soon, so hopefully that's a sign reinforcements are going to play a big part in upcoming content for Battlefront 2. So hopefully time will tell. But guys, if you did go on to enjoy this video, then be sure to drop a like, and if you guys want to see more of these speculation type videos, then let me know what you want to see make a video on next. And if you haven't already, then be sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you do not miss an upload. But that is going to wrap this video up guys, so thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you all again in the next video.